Hey there, class.
Ooh,
We
sorry.
Are you okay?
Sorry. I'm fine. I'm so
You're
sorry.
going through it.
Oh, girl.
Okay, let's focus. Okay.
Mhm.
Hey there, class. We are taking a break from our movie focus season to rerun one of our favorite episodes in honor of Miss Katy Perry being in the news this week. And despite having a new album out and getting ready to embark on a world tour, no one is talking about Miss Mama's music.
Which feels like this was just like a ploy to get publicity, but
Oh,
I mean,
1000%.
we see you, girl. And that's because Katy Perry was, of course, one of the high profile celebrities that included Gail King and Jeff Bezos' fiance, Lauren Sanchez. They participated in an 11-minute flight to space aboard Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin whatever flight thing,
That
SpaceX,
ship
Elon
that is
Musk.
shaped like a penis. It looks like a big dick.
I guess they're all like penises, but
No,
this
this
wasn't
one has
especially a
like
penis.
no, this one has like a head. Like it is a shaft. It's a whole thing.
All of the anatomy. The reason Katie's become the talk of the town isn't just because she was aboard the vessel, but because she and the other ladies tried to spin it and in some sort of feminist triumph because all of the passengers were women.
Yeah.
Mama.
Yeah, and this is Katie's thing. Katie is all about like the white girl feminism of it all, but she's especially getting heat because the way that she talked about those 11 minutes makes no damn sense.
Mm,
There is a clip of her
girl,
going
girl.
viral. I'm going to try and do my best Katy Perry impression. She says, "I hope they can see the unity that we modeled and replicate that and understand that we weren't just taking up space. We were making space for the future."
Have mercy on my whole
And
soul.
Delon, my favorite part is like the pause because she really thought this was a mic drop. She looked out, she was like, "You heard that?" And everyone was like, "Yes."
Well, I mean, and they all had a full face, full beat on. I was like, y'all weren't doing anything substantive at
Not a
all.
damn thing. Katie goes on to say, like Gail said, this wasn't a ride. It wasn't a destination. It was a journey, and it was a supernatural one. And my journey has always been about love and belonging. And I think that we've all felt that sometimes we weren't worthy or we didn't belong. And in certain ways, no matter the accolades, no matter the studying, no matter anything. And I think today we all said it like we belong here. Girl, we belong here. You'll never know the amount of love that you have inside of you to give and receive until the day you launch.
Oh my whole fucking God. The day you launch?
Girl, shut up. You're all leaving the love behind and you're all surrendering. And you're hoping that you get another chance to love them again. So when you come back down, you're like, "Oh, I get another chance and I'm going to do it."
Katie, we're out here pissed because eggs are $8. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about with these platitudes and like pontificating? You're not fucking Frederick Douglass over here. Like, what are you talking about?
She really thought she did something.
Yo, it's just out of touch. It's just so out of touch. Katie also has been clowned because during the flight, she was more interested in posing for the camera, obviously, than looking at the fucking Earth, which is the reason you went up to space. She posed in the camera with a daisy and revealed the dates to her upcoming tour and repeatedly saying, "What a wonderful world," but not looking at the fucking world during their descent. And when she disembarked after returning to the Earth, she was filmed kissing the ground and widely ridiculed because of it for the moment, and told the press at the conference that she felt super connected to love. I mean, it's so try hard. You know what's really fucking try hard is this pop crave photo of her that's
Yeah.
like fucking clearly has a lot of light and it's
Oh, yeah.
fucking photoshopped to death.
Oh, she's like, "Move the fuck over, Lance Armstrong. You ever heard about me?" So everyone has been getting their jokes off, including Wendy's. So Pop Crave posted this photo of Katy Perry,
Oh my
and
God, no, they
Wendy's
didn't.
said, "Can we send her back?"
Not Wendy's out here. Wendy out here getting shady. Wendy out here making people fat and also got bars. Okay.
I mean, I don't know. You know what I will say? It did kind of make me want a Frosty. Haven't had one in years, and I was
Look,
like, I think I might need one.
put a fry in that bitch, you be doing all right. So the internet has been divided on the Blue Origin backlash. Some folks think that Perry Perry's critique has been unfair, but the reality is this is just one more annoying thing about Katy Perry that she's done on a very long list. Her real estate shenanigans have inspired a new proposed piece of legislation called the Perry Act, which is just fucking crazy. I mean, the idea that it's called the Perry Act and they made it an acronym, like to attach it to her.
Kudos to whoever fucking figured this out, because it's a good acronym.
It's a great acronym. So the Perry Act stands for Protecting Elderly Realty for Retirement Years Act. Which would protect older homeowners during property sales, because Katy's done this twice now, hasn't she?
Oh, Katy has a reputation. That is because in 2015, Katy Perry was involved in a controversial legal battle with a group of nuns. Okay, she said, "Let me go get the people who are the most marginalized. Y'all are
they're doing work for Jesus out here." And Katie's like,
"For God." And Katy said, "Give me your house, nuns." So after the nuns signed over the convent to Katy, they changed their mind. They were like, we actually want to sell this to somebody else. They went back and forth for 4 years. The battle became so heated that during a 2018 court proceeding, one of the nuns fell over and died. Now, Katy,
I mean, that's tattooed on your whole soul, Katy.
For that alone, I would have said, you know what, y'all stay. Y'all keep it. Who else has to die for your real estate woes? This is
how many houses you got, Katy?
Well,
okay. So most recently in 2020, there was an 84-year-old Carl Westcott who sold his home to Katy while he was highly medicated and recovering from back surgery. He later contested the sale, saying that he signed the paperwork when he wasn't of sound mind. So the Perry Act would serve to protect homeowners over 75 years old by allowing a 72-hour cool-down period where either party of the real estate contract could rescind the agreement without penalty. This feels so unbelievable to me, Francesca.
It does feel like if you are, and honestly, I would say the 72 hours should exist for everybody.
Absolutely.
Maybe you sign the papers and then you Google the person and you're like, oh, this is that bitch that sang that fireworks song? Absolutely not.
Right.
You change your mind. I think that's okay.
You had too many glasses of wine and you went ahead with the program and you were like, wait a minute, what'd I do?
Exactly. It's just so funny that this is Katy Perry's legacy. As you can see, there are plenty of reasons to side-eye Katy Perry, and what better way to celebrate her foray into space by diving into her career and figuring out how we could fix it. So without further ado, here is the episode.
Shh. That's her going off into space.
Please.
Ooh, wait. No.
Listen. Listen. Wait.
I hate you for that.
Let me fix it. How are you feeling? I know you said you had a lot of stuff going on.
Girl, a lot. I'm in a play, I have a podcast, I'm auditioning, I'm doing a lot. I'm doing a lot of things.
She's booked and busy. Okay, well, you know what I think might make you feel better is a game.
Oh, you know what? Games with you? Yes, always.
Okay, so we are going to play Two Truths and a Lie, Katy Perry edition.
Ooh, taking us back to elementary, junior high.
Yeah, I think that's I don't know. I think Two Truths and a Lie, and I think like college drinking game. But sure, maybe we were also playing this.
But you were also like, going to Chicago for the Unifieds and drinking in high school. So
This is true. Okay. So I'm going to make 3 statements about Katy Perry, and you have to determine which one is false. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Number 1, she once worked as a tattoo artist. Number 2, Katy Perry is the second artist ever after Michael Jackson to land 5 U.S. #1 records from one album. And number 3, Katy Perry is not her real name.
Ooh, see, because so many people changed their names, I'm gonna open door number 3.
Okay, so you're gonna say that's the lie? or
Oh
the
shit!
truth?
Two truths and a
Two
lie. How do you play
truths.
the game, Delon? Help! Help! Okay, wait, no.
Oh, he's going through a lot. He's like, I remember this game from my childhood, except how to play it.
Except I don't. Okay, I got it. Okay, the truths are the name. She changed her name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Katy Perry has any tattoos, so I'm gonna say the tattoo artist is the lie, and the 5 Grammys is the 5 top number ones from one album is the
Mm-hmm.
other truth.
Damn, you're good. Yeah, the tattoo
Oh,
artist thing was actually Margot Robbie was formerly a tattoo
oh,
artist.
really? I mean, that
I'm
also doesn't track with her brand either. But that's
No,
my
it doesn't. And also, I don't want the listeners thinking that I just know all this useless information. I definitely Googled interesting celebrity facts. And that was I
I
wanted to
mean,
pick something that sounded real, but
yeah.
not Katy Perry.
I mean, it's not off. Like Katy Perry has like the image of like it's like I don't know, it's like Zoe Deschanel and kind of like I'm a girl boys like, you know what I mean? She has that thing, so I can see that like she might be a tattoo artist. You know what I'm talking about?
What? Is that your pick me voice? I'm a girl boys like.
Yeah, totally.
Wow,
Is that
you know what boys like. I can say that.
I know what guys want. Come on, the reference. I know what boys
Yes, no, I got
like.
it. I
Thank you.
got the reference.
It just wasn't good. Got it.
Yeah,
Got
it just wasn't funny. But
okay.
yes.
Oh, great. Listeners, I know you think I'm funny. So, well, welcome back to Lemme Fix It. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. Welcome back. I'm DeLon Grant, and welcome back to Lemme Fix It, the podcast that says, if you've fallen from grace, come on down. You're the next contestant on Fix That Ass.
Oh, fix that ass. And I'm Francesca Ramsey. Welcome back to Let Me Fix It, the podcast that says your brand's got a problem. Yo, we'll solve this.
I love it. I'm sorry.
I hate you.
Wait, no, do it again.
Okay, I'm going to try it again. Your brand's got a problem. Yo, we'll solve it. This reference is so old, I'm embarrassed to involve it.
Oh, good job. Wait, you killed it.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Yes, I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you all day.
Like it's self-referential. It's aware. I know. I knew it was bad. I knew it
Well,
was
that's what
bad.
makes it funny. But like, yo, she was like, "Grr, grr, 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 grr."
You know
Oh my
what?
God.
Whatever. I tried, and we're going to pretend that didn't even happen. And instead, we're going to focus on the episode ahead of us, because today we are tackling the rise and fall of the global pop superstar, Katy Perry.
Yes. So, friend, if I'm honest, when you initially pitched Katy Perry as a topic for the pod, I wasn't super sold. I wasn't super excited because, I mean, listen, I get the brand, I know the music, but if somebody was like, hey, I have 2 tickets to a Katy Perry concert, I'd be like, what day is it? No, I got stuff to do.
I mean, here's the thing. I would not be running to go, but I have to admit, like, I like some of her songs.
They're bops.
She has many bops, but I'm also absolutely fascinated with her fall from grace, because Katy Perry, to my surprise, is one of the best-selling music artists of all time. Okay, she has sold over 143 million records worldwide.
Wow.
I know, it's mind-blowing. And in the late 2000s and early 2010s, she dominated the music charts.
I mean, what put her on the map was I Kissed a Girl, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, problematic as hell now in hindsight, but no one can deny it was an absolute bop. I mean, I was singing and I even kiss girls like that.
Not you appropriating my culture. Katy had lots of hits. She had Hot and Cold, California Girls, Firework. She really was like a pro when it came to like the quirky, relatable, catchy hooks. But things really took a turn for her in 2018. And while she has no doubt remained a pop culture figure as a judge on American Idol and But things really took a turn for her in 2018. And while she has remained a pop culture figure as a judge on American Idol, in the years since, her music career has really stagnated.
Yeah, in 2018, there was a post on a Reddit board, Out of the Loop, about Katy, and it went viral where people were theorizing why she had fallen from grace. One
Mhm.
comment revealed that even Katy's label was scrambling to figure out how to turn the ship around. There's an interesting comment that read, I was recently in a focus group run by her label. They basically acknowledged that at least in like 21 to 35 bracket or so, she's no longer one of the most notable female pop artists. And they basically asked us, what can we do with her image or marketing to make you care about her again? That's so crazy.
God.
Fans, please tell us. The quote goes on to say, so the answer is, her star is fading. It's the same reason no one talks about Aaron Carter and Little Bow Wow anymore. R.I.P. Aaron Carter, though. Ready?
I know, but it's so real. Like the music was popping and then it wasn't. So we want to talk about what happened. How did she go from teenage dream to middle age snooze? We are gonna. You like that one?
I did.
We are gonna dig in, and then we're gonna each do our best to pitch ideas to help Katy out. So, Katy Perry, let me fix it. Okay, so Katy Perry, born Katherine Hudson, began her music career in the early 2000s as a Christian artist. Delon, did you know this?
I did not know. Look at God.
Look at it. Shining on Katy Hudson, her debut album, Katy Hudson, gained some traction with Christian audiences, but didn't really achieve much commercial success. And I thought it would be fun for us to play a little clip because, Delon, I want to hear what you think of one of Katy's songs. This is her performing on the Trinity Broadcasting Network. Okay, so she already has more credits than your girl. Yeah, let's play a little bit of the clip. Delon? Here's what I think is interesting when I hear this clip, because you're right, she is a baby, but she still has like the classic Katy Perry staples of her like voice. She does this weird thing. I couldn't figure out how to describe it.
Here comes the impression. Do you have an impression?
I don't really have a Katy Perry impression.
Okay.
But it's just the fact that she like chews her R's. She's like, yeah, R, firework, you are.
I think that is an impression, by the by. Just want to say that. But
what is that? Is there a name for that? You're the singer.
Well, there's like a covered thing.
Yeah.
I can't even do it.
It's like
it's your soft palate. It's like really high.
It's giving
well, and it's also like off the voice. It's like you're giving vowel, but then you're backing off of it really quickly. And so, I mean, it lends itself to like, studio recordings, but live, you're just kind of like, just have a layered backing track where her like, that lead
just to fill it out.
Tripled. Yeah.
Yeah, I the best thing about that clip was watching your face, because it looked like you know what it looked like? It looked like that face when you open the milk and you're like, is this milk still good? Let me just smell it a little bit.
Well,
I'm not sure.
I was like, is that Katy Perry's daughter? Because she looked so young. I expected her to like have the same hair and everything. But again, the guitar is very impressive as someone who's been trying to play the guitar for a minute. But back to her career and her life in her heyday, Katy eventually adopted her mother's name. Wait, did you say all that already?
No.
You did?
No, I didn't say any of this. This is you.
Oh, I'm thinking you said her name, Hudson,
no.
Or not. Katherine Hudson began her music. You didn't say any of that?
Yeah. But so Katy eventually adopted her mother's maiden name. Yeah.
I'll say, so back to Katy. Katy eventually adopted her mother's maiden name, Perry, to avoid being confused with Kate Hudson. Very, very smart move. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah.
She had a team, clearly. And in 2008, she released I Kissed a Girl as the first single on her record, One of the Boys. Like I said earlier, it's very Zooey Deschanel, very also, Fran, it kind of like, because you were like Gwen Stefani, like growing up. That's kind of Ani DeFranco. That's kind of your ilk a little bit too.
Singer, songwriter,
girl
with the
broody, brooding, a little
yes.
sad, you know.
Exactly. She got a purple streak in her hair. She was a little,
Totally. You had
she
one
shopped at
too.
Hot Topic.
Wait, didn't you have one of your dreads with purple for a
I
minute?
sure did. Listen, I'm dragging myself.
Okay. So I Kiss a Girl quickly reached #1 on the US Billboard Hot 100, but I Kiss a Girl also created controversy among religious groups and LGBT groups, getting it from the left, getting it from the right.
Yes.
The former, the religious, criticized its homosexual themes, while the latter accused her of being bi-curious to sell records.
I think this is so interesting because we have come so far culturally when it comes to how we talk about bisexuality, especially with men. We still have a long ways to go, but like we've more generally accepted that bisexuality is real, and we have now more openly queer artists like Janelle Monáe and Victoria Monet, no relation, and Kalani singing about having relationships with men and women versus the Katy Perrys of the world, the straight girls being like, haha, I kissed a girl and I like
know
that.
it's such a weird. I mean, you know, this brings up the queer baiting conversation. I feel like we're having it with a lot of musicians, male mainly. But you know, there Sam Smith's out there, and he's not really talking about men specifically that I can recall.
Right.
But he is queer and he is out, and you know, that is someone to mention as well. But I do want to talk about this queer baiting thing because it's related to the bisexuality. We don't know what these people's sexuality, they haven't declared them, or maybe they have, but isn't it, I think there's something to be said for being who you are and expressing yourself how you want to, but everything's open to critique, I think, as well, because like there's something to be said for like a man walking down the way Harry Styles does in his concerts, being criticized for it. One thing that I want to talk about was Bad Bunny, who's also being criticized for queer baiting. He made this comment, I forget what magazine it was in. I think it was in Out. He said, I get endless numbers of negative comments and sexist and homophobic ones without being homosexual for dressing like that. He went on to say, maybe the queer person suffers more, but it's not like I put on a skirt and go out and they say, look how cool. They're going to attack me with all of their force anyway. I think it's interesting, not that he's like the cheerleader for queer people, but I just think it's interesting to have somebody that does identify as straight having the conversation. I don't hear Harry Styles really having it, but I think it's valuable to point out when we're having a little detour about bisexuality.
No, and I, you know, the Bad Bunny of it all, it's kind of like give people the freedom, straight men, the freedom to experiment and try different things. And maybe if we lived in a world where people weren't stigmatized for men weren't stigmatized for wearing skirts or nail polish or whatever, more people would feel comfortable experimenting, but also accepting that maybe they, you know, want to try different things with their sexuality as well. And to your point about the queer baiting of it all, sometimes I get frustrated by the conversation because everybody has to come out in their own time. And like, not that I want to give fucking Harry Styles a cookie, but like, we don't know that he's queer baiting. Like, like it's easy to say that he is because he's always identified as straight, but I don't know what he does behind closed doors.
There's the rub.
And I don't think it's, you know, there's some shows that have been accused of this too, right? Where an actor gets cast as gay or bisexual, and then people are upset, and then the person feels compelled to say like, well, actually I am queer. I just wasn't ready to come out.
Thank you very much.
Y'all were mad about it. You know what I mean? And it's just, it's a fine line. But back to the Katy Perry of it all, she has always said that she's straight. So like, it was very clearly like a tongue-in-cheek, kissing girls is scandalous, and I'm going to use this to like, you know, make the song scandalous and fun. So the album produced a number of hits, like I mentioned, Hot and Cold and Thinking of You. There was also the song You're So Gay, which rightfully also got criticism from LGBT activists because of its riveting lyrics, including I hope you hang yourself with your H&M scarf.
Okay,
now
let's just stop right there. I mean, whoa.
Why is this an assault? Like, this is not something I want to listen to in the car. What?
Wait,
listen, it goes on. While jerking off listening to Mozart?
What are you talking about?
Eat meat and drive electric cars. You're so indie rock, it's almost art. You need SPF 45 just to stay alive. You're so gay and you don't even like boys. Katie, what the
First of all,
this song?
the last thing doesn't even scan. It doesn't even rhyme. But I'm also pissed that you're judging him.
The rhyme scheme.
I'm also pissed because you're judging him for like trying to prevent skin cancer. You
and
need
helping
SPF.
the environment. Since when is driving an electric car gay?
Right. That's. I mean, I'm sure she didn't write all the lyrics, but damn. She wrote enough of them.
That's hilarious.
So Katy was really out here using gay as if it was a slur in the year of our Lord 2008, year of her Lord, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you never saw that Hillary Duff PSA. I mean, wait. And to Katy's credit, I didn't see it either.
You hadn't seen this PSA?
I had not seen this PSA until we did the research for this episode.
Yo, this PSA, we have to put a clip in here. It's so funny because I'm sorry, why is straight ass Hillary Duff the one being like, don't use the word?
Hey, and it's like totally like a knock. She's like just happens to be shopping, and she's like, you really shouldn't use that word. And then the thing she calls her, she's like, or else somebody could say, there's that girl wearing a dress as a shirt or a skirt as a shirt.
And I was like, the girl's like, oh my God, it feels so terrible. Like, bitch, you better all wearing that skirt as a shirt.
Okay. Also, I was waiting for Hillary to drop something that was like real, like
she
like,
said nothing.
straight.
She said
absolutely nothing.
It's so surface level, and it's so funny too because Hillary totally has that look of like, I did that.
Totally, and like puts her purse back on her shoulder and like does a sashay away. Get out of here. But listen,
that is hilarious.
To Katy Perry, not knowing doesn't. For Katy Perry, not knowing the Hillary Duff PSA doesn't negate her cultural insensitivity. We'll get to that later. But it wouldn't. Sorry. It wouldn't. Yeah. So for Katy Perry, not knowing Hillary Duff's, PSA doesn't negate her cultural insensitivity. We'll get back to that later. That wouldn't be the last time Katy was called out for it, though, Fran, huh?
We have many examples of Katy getting called to the table. So while One of the Boys garnered plenty of attention, it was Katy's second album, the 2010 Teenage Dream, that really put her on the map and solidified her status as a pop culture star. It produced so many top charting singles, including California Girls with Snoop Dogg. I'm sorry. It's a bop.
It's a bop.
It's a bop. Firework.
Yo, Firework is baby you're a fire. It was my jam.
Firework.
She really chews those R's, doesn't she?
She is just.
That's probably how she hitting them high note.
E.T. featuring Kanye West. Last Friday Night, and then the album's title track, Teenage Dream. Perry, as I mentioned in our game, went on to make history by becoming the first female artist to have 5 #1 singles from one album. And this kills me. An achievement that was previously only accomplished by Michael Jackson.
Whoa,
with 1982's Thriller. Michael Jackson and Katy Perry in the same sentence?
Wow. No, not coming for the King of Pop's numbers. That's crazy. Again, because she probably didn't write all the songs. They dubbed her the Queen of Camp. I was
no. That's a no for me. I will give her flowers, but the Queen of Camp?
I also just don't. That doesn't apply because isn't she? She's not a musician. She's a music artist.
Yeah,
why is she?
Okay. I guess maybe Queen of Camp because early in her career she was very much like giving quirky girl.
Sure.
Wearing like when she in the music video for California Girls, there's like whipped cream coming out of her shooting out of her boobs, and she was always wearing like clothes that looked like she was in Candyland or something. It was like a
bright
popsicle
colors
in her head, and she had blue hair and shit. I would call Lady Gaga Queen of Camp before I would call
absolutely
Katy Perry.
Absolutely.
Katy Perry is like the dollar store version of camp.
No, how dare you, Dollar Tree? Get out of here. Yeah,
I don't deal at Dollar Tree, but it's still a dollar.
I shop at a Dollar Tree. I get some toilet paper at a Dollar Tree in a second.
Yes.
Queen of Camp, though? I don't know. Queen of some color?
Pop.
Queen of color?
I would
Britney
say...
Spears is a queen of pop.
Yes.
I mean,
so maybe she's like a foot soldier of pop or something.
she's the lady in waiting of pop.
Yeah. She's a chambermaid of pop.
Not the chamber pot. So in 2010 was a huge year for Katy. After The One That Got Away was released as the album's sixth single in October, Teenage Dream became the third album to spawn a 6 top 5 songs on the Billboard Hot 100 after Rhythm Nation by Janet Jackson. And she got both the Jacksons. She got both of the Jacksons. Damn, though.
Not her collecting them like Pokemon.
Okay. After Rhythm Nation by Janet Jackson and Faith by George Michael.
Wow. I mean, it's crazy because she really has accomplished a lot in her career. And it's surprising given the caliber of her music. But I will say, I loved The One That Got Away. Do you know that song?
The One That Got Away. Yeah, you know what?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. She loves it.
Just make it sound. Here's what I'll say.
Yes, she loves that.
Here's what I'll say about that music video. The One That Got Away in the music video is maybe 16 years old. And
Is
I'm like,
he?
I know. I mean,
He's
he
a kid.
looks it next to Katy Perry. I was
Oh.
like, why is she marrying this child?
I just remember that in the video, they play young love interest and then they flash forward to her in like old age makeup. And it's kind of cheesy, but I like it. Like it's cute. It's very romantic and nostalgic. And I don't know. It's like I have a sweet spot for that video.
I think I'm totally conflating videos. I'm thinking of another Katy Perry song because that one is great. I do love when they're an old makeup. Yes, because that's what Diego Luna is in that music video, an actor who I really, really enjoy from Y Tu Mama Tambien.
Yes, I didn't remember who was in it. I just remember that I love the song and like. You know what I think I also like about it is so often you watch a music video and you think this has nothing to fucking do with the song. The song is like, you know, I love you so much. And then the video is like, we're aliens on the moon. Like, why? So I liked that the song is about the one that got away. And then the video is her looking through, you know, her yearbook and shit and having these memories. And then you see her as an old lady feeling sad about the one that got away. I mean, truly, the bar is in fucking hell. But that's why I liked it.
No, I dig it too. I also love the house they were in. That's when you know you're old. I was like, give me that architecture, okay?
You were like, let me pull up Zillow right now.
Okay.
So the 2010s were a huge year for Katy Perry, but it's also when she started branching out into film and TV. She was a guest judge for the first time on American Idol. She voiced a character on The Simpsons and later made her feature film debut as the voice of Smurfette. Did not know that. She also began venturing into business opportunities. She had her very first fragrance, Purr, in 2010, followed by her second fragrance, Meow, in December 2011. Katy, I guess her fans' nicknames are the Kitty Cats. Katy Cats.
Oh Lord God!
It's a stretch. It's
a hard stretch.
It's a stretch, but
a
you know,
Katy cat.
But as a branding person, Kitty, Meow, Purr. I mean, I'm okay with it.
Listen, okay. How about Katy? How about that?
Exactly. Just let's start simple,
right?
So Katy also in 2012 released an autobiographical documentary, Katy Perry, Part of Me, which kind of seems to be customary for touring musicians when they get to the top of their game. You got a Taylor documentary, a Gaga, Beyonce, Lizzo, etc. In the world of musician documentaries, it's whatever. But the moment that got a lot of attention is when she finds out that her then husband, Russell Brand, wants a divorce via text message. And this is right before she's getting ready to go on stage to perform. And she's bawling backstage. She doesn't want to go on, but she pushes through. And right as the stage door opens, she wipes away a tear. She flashes a smile and she's fucking on. And it's an incredible moment. Like that's the moment that I thought, okay, this girl is actually a performer. Not that I want her to go through that experience as someone who's been divorced, but watching her go from tears to smile and then singing, I was like, girl, I don't know if I could have done that.
Well, listen, that's why these documentaries work. Celebs, musicians in particular, I always suggest them for my rebrand for musicians because they just show you. I mean, the camera's always on, but it just shows you a human side. When I watched this clip, I gasped. I mean,
Hmm.
not only because that moment you talk about when she smiles and then looks at the guy and they hit the elevator for her to come up, you were like,
Yeah.
damn, it epitomizes the phrase, the show must go on, as people who perform, especially me as a live performer. Yo, I have been bawling backstage,
Yeah.
crying, had to like wipe my tears, go on, and on stage I'm literally holding back tears because of what's happening in my life, but I have to do the job, right? I can
Yeah.
only call out and work so many times. I have to go out and perform. There's something a lot to be said for that, and I completely empathize with that. But also, not a divorce via text message.
Listen, well, and now with I never really saw it for Russell Brand, but I will say, as the news
Oh
cycle has
shit,
shown us recently,
he is
he
coming.
ain't been shit as long as he been in this industry. And yes, a text message is not the way. Shout out to Katy Perry, because I know right now she is fucking cackling with her girls in the group chat. Like, I knew that bitch was not shit the whole time.
Okay, and
And,
and
karma comes for you.
it really does. But before we dig into Katie's next album, Fran, let's take a quick break. And we're back. So in 2013, Katie continued her success with the release of Prism, featuring the hit Roar, the other hit Dark Horse, featuring Juicy J, and This Is How We Do.
Now, listen, Dark Horse is on my gym playlist, and I will not apologize for loving the fuck out of that song.
Wasn't there a weird controversy where people were like talking about, is that
Cleo,
fetishizing? Because
well,
Juicy
she's
J was in the
playing.
video and
Well,
like,
and you know what's so funny is, in my research, somebody brought up, they were like, yes, Katy Perry only collaborates with Black artists, queen of allyship. And I was like, wait a
what?
second. Snoop Dogg, Juicy J, Kanye,
Migos.
Migos.
Or is it,
She,
or is
she
it
love.
like just,
Well,
ah! What are you gonna say?
we can't decide what it is. We're like, she need the blacks. Katy Perry.
Like,
She loves them.
well, that and like, or is it like trying to be adjacent, right? Trying to
Yes.
rub
No,
up
I
against.
no, I absolutely believe that she's doing the thing where she's like, proximity is
Mm-hmm.
cultural capital. And look,
Yep.
it worked because I liked the song, and I
Right.
liked the ET song too. California Girls, but like,
Yeah.
Dark Horse is a bop in my opinion.
If you wanna play with magic, it's a jam. Are you
Yeah, it
ready for,
is.
ready for? No, I love it. At the time of its release, Prism was the sixth best-selling album in the world. Wow.
Incredible.
And the Prismatic tour that followed it was the second highest grossing tour in North America in 2014 and the 25th highest grossing tour of all time. That's insane.
I know.
But even with all that success, the teenage dream hype was visibly fading. Prism failed to launch another top 20 single, and suddenly Perry was running into criticism over tone deaf gaffs. The video for This Is How We Do, which featured her wearing cornrows, led to her being accused of cultural appropriation. Well, kinda.
Yeah.
I think here's the thing about cornrows, because I feel like we have this conversation. I just want to like take a little tangent in here. It's not like it's when little girls and little boys are being told they can't wear their natural hairstyles or hairstyles they want in
Speak on
school.
it.
It goes to the Supreme Court, and these kids cannot wear their hairstyles, whatever state they're in. Right? You don't see cornrows on Wall Street. You don't see cornrows at name the business, but
Right.
in a fashion show, in a music
Oh
video,
yeah.
that's what feels like appropriation. It's the appropriation of the culture, of the style. And that's
Mhm.
what I think we have to put out there. It's not just because you're wearing cornrows. It's just because in certain places it's not allowed. It's not
Right. Like,
appropriate.
we're not allowed to do it and look professional, but you can
Right.
do it and be like, oh, this is a fun costume. Oh, I'm dressing up. Oh, I'm walking on the runway. But
Right.
like, a hairstyle that's literally created to protect our hair. Like, it's not just for
Talk
fun,
about
it
it.
is a protective style.
Right.
Suddenly, oh, you don't look professional. Oh, you look like a thug if you're wearing cornrows. It's ridiculous.
It's insane. So then, more gaffes. At the American Music Awards, she performed unconditionally dressed as a geisha, which was bad enough, but the kimono also had Chinese style Chinese style Mandarin collar,
Mm-hmm.
aka the costume shop was just throwing any old Asian thing up in there. And
Exactly. It was a
many
mess.
many many suggested that her makeup was giving yellow face, which is, I don't understand.
How do you get so far into your career and nobody on your team? I mean, I think the obvious answer is your team is not diverse,
Right,
right?
that
Because
part.
somebody in the team should have been like, why do you have extra white face makeup on and like certain eye makeup in addition to having this kimono on? Like, it's just not appropriate.
At all. Um, and then, to go on, let's see. The, what's more is that the song had nothing to do with Japanese culture, which it was also mixing random Asian cultures together. And given the song's theme of loving a man unconditionally, some argue that the performance played into stereotypes about Asian women being subservient and more docile.
Yeah, I wanted to read this quote from journalist Jeff Yang because I felt like he really did a good job of summing up a lot of the critiques of this performance. He says the problem with Miss Saigon and with Madame Butterfly, and yes, with Katy Perry's unconditionally performance, is fundamentally that they are all confabulations of Asia invented by non-Asian people with little concern for cultural legitimacy and no attempt to offer historical context. And because there are so few authentically told stories within the size and dazzle of these, such spectacles have evolved into a kind of truth, an imagined truth, that the fictional, fantastical facts embedded within them have become mashed up with reality. So
Hmm.
again, people don't know enough about Asian culture. And then they see this performance, they see these movies, and they're like, yep, that's what it is.
Well, right, and then the critique is, and Gwen Stefani too, if I can conflate, Gwen Stefani
Put
ran
her
into
in
this
there.
too, right? Of like, well, it's my appreciation for Asian culture. If you appreciated Asian culture, you should go to someone who's Asian and say, how can I
If
respectfully
you respected
appreciate your
Asian
culture?
culture, one Asian person would have been on your team and told you that that was not the move.
And you could have hired them. You could have outsourced that. That could have been a one-off.
Yeah, you could pay somebody to be a consultant as a
Yes.
like a cultural sensitivity filter. Is this okay? Let's just do a gut check before we spend all this money on production.
Mm-hmm.
For a song, P.S., why does she have to pronounce unconditionally unconditional? She's
Unconditional.
unconditional.
I kind of love it though. Unconditional. It's like it gets my little heart. You don't like it? You don't like that song?
No, listen, Katy needs to stick to the rivers and the lakes that she is used to. A ballad is
Get out of here,
not
Pocahontas.
a ballad is not here for Katy.
Well, listen, it has a beat to it though. It's unconditional.
No, no,
Oh, I love it. I love
no. That is one of my least favorites. Despite the backlash and the waning chart success, Katy Perry was chosen to headline the Super Bowl in 2014 with Lenny Kravitz and Missy Elliott as special guests. Now, not so much on Lenny, but having Missy as Katy's special
it.
guest was
That
offensive.
mad offensive. Just like, I mean, Missy's been here for decades. Katie's been here for a second.
The
A
guest
second.
the
I
guest
know.
here, I don't know if you remember this because I was on Twitter and I know you're not like super into Twitter, but the youngins did not know who Missy was and they were like, who is that? Her music is good.
Where's she at?
I was so
I
pissed.
gagged. Absolutely gagged.
And do you remember Left Shark? Do you remember this?
So listen, I do remember Left Shark, but talk about Left Shark because
Okay,
I have an
so
opinion about it.
during Katie's Super Bowl performance, she was doing the song Teenage Dream, and Katie had two dancers dressed as enormous sharks on either side of her in these like big costumes. The right one was dancing, hitting the one and the twos. Uh, Finn, going all over the place, showing them teeth. But the one on the left was totally out of sync. It looked like he had forgotten the choreography. It was so fucking funny, and it became a meme, and in some ways overshadowed Katie's performance. Uh, do you remember the left shark, and what did you
I
think
do
about
remember
it?
the Left Shark. I need y'all to calm all the way down because listen, the Left Shark. First of all, whoever they are is in a fucking shark costume. They can barely see. I'm surprised that why did they even have stairs? They had stairs where they had to go up and down.
Why were there sharks there?
Why were there sharks? Why the fuck were there sharks? And if you look at the video again, the first part, they are together. The second part, the shark was like, it's hot as fuck in this thing. That's what it was.
Being on the shark side. That's the performer and you empathizing.
100%.
I love that. You're like, he can't see in that costume.
That's where mine goes.
Maybe you should have been at the dress rehearsal and voiced those concerns.
I hate you so much. Do you know how many times you have well, maybe you should. That is your let me fix it every day of your damn life. Fred said, well, maybe you should.
Why I don't know where that came.
It's funny. It's part of your shtick. It's so funny.
Oh my God. All right. So now it's time that we get into Katy's downfall.
Da, da, da.
Thank you for the sound effect. In 2016, Roar was used as Hillary's campaign song, and that seemed to signal a new direction for Katy, aka her woke era.
Okay.
So after Clinton lost the election, Katy Perry announced her comeback single "Chained to the Rhythm" and said that her new album Witness, which was later released in 2017, would be politically charged, quote, purposeful pop. Chained to the Rhythm performed decently, but Perry's behavior and a poorly received haircut seemed to signal the public turning on her. Now, this is just sexism, but I will say Katy cut her hair and it was not very flattering. I put in a picture into the doc.
She was doing what you are talking about.
You like this Kate Gosselin? Let me speak to the manager ass haircut?
Kate Gosselin is off. Kate Gosselin is way off, Fran. Kate Gosselin had way bigger bangs. It was like it was party in the front, business in the back.
It's the spirit of Kate Gosselin.
No, she's giving Tinkerbell. She's giving. I mean, listen, Pink has this haircut. Who else has this haircut? A lot of people have this haircut.
Yes, and you know what? To that point, I blame Rihanna because when she got that little pixie cut, everybody and their mama thought they could fucking rock one. And the truth is, everyone don't have Rihanna's face.
Oh,
I
legit.
like Katy. I like, she's problematic for sure. But this haircut aged her. She looks so youthful with like the long pinup thing. And I also think that the pixie cut just didn't make her, it made her like less memorable. I don't know. It just it was not the right direction. And it's weird that it turned people against her.
They were looking for something. They were searching. But I will say this. If she'd kept the hair dark, maybe it would have worked. Because this is a platinum blonde, and the haircut at the same time.
Yes, exactly. You're doing way too much. Less is more. Pick one thing and then ease us into something else. So, in addition to the new haircut and the purposeful pop, Katy updated her Instagram bio and called herself an activist and started posting quotes by famous thinkers like Einstein and Socrates and Plato. Girl. She also posted a picture of a Black Lives Matter t-shirt and captioned it, "When your holiday shopping is woke AF."
Okay, girl. Okay.
Like, what? What does that even mean?
It just becomes performative. And listen, we all perform, don't get me wrong. I mean, I perform a lot. But when it just becomes performative on social media versus donate some money and be quiet, girl.
Yes.
So for many, Perry's purposeful pop, quote unquote, wokeness felt inauthentic considering her history of racial flubs. The fact that none of her album singles after Chained to the Rhythm touched on politics left listeners feeling like Perry used activism to promote her new music without actually following through with it. Is that your dog?
Yes, that's Flex. Flex. Hey, come here. Come here, you little nugget. Sit your little fat butt down. Okay, sorry.
No, good. So for many, Perry's purposeful pop and quote-unquote wokeness felt inauthentic considering her history of racial flubs. The fact that none of her album singles after Chained to the Rhythm touched on politics left listeners feeling like Perry used activism to promote her new music without actually following through with it. Later, her single Bon Appetit, a song about sex, girl, cunnilinga. Bon Appetit, her song about sex, was criticized by her gay fans for featuring the notorious historic rap group Migos.
Notoriously homophobic rap group.
What did I say?
You said historic.
Oh God.
Historically, maybe historically homophobic.
Okay, wait. Later, the single Bon Appetit, a song about sex, was criticized by her gay fans for featuring the notoriously homophobic rap group Migos. I didn't know that about them, but I do
Oh
now.
yeah, no, they have a song where they literally are like, "I do not fuck with queers." That's the line.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. It's bad.
Wow. See, this is why I'm glad I'm in a relationship with you, because you stay plugged in,
Oh,
girl.
I know
You
everybody's
know.
tea, for better or for worse.
So Swish Swish, which is not a great song, but uses a great sample. I think Nicki Minaj is on the song, and it samples something
Oh,
from Nicki Minaj's
oh,
one of
I
Nicki
didn't,
Minaj's
I didn't
songs.
realize that's where the sample
Yeah,
came
I
from.
dig the sample a lot. So Swish Swish, her next single was supposedly a diss track about Taylor Swift that many felt was anti-feminist. Her new woke identity felt even less authentic when she made fun of Britney Spears' mental breakdown during her promotion of Witness, her album. This promoted a lot of criticism of Spears. This promoted a lot of criticism from Spears' fans and pop fans in general, and it contributed to a growing feeling that her new brand was just a facade.
I mean, this whole era was messy and strange and confusing. She did this worldwide witness live stream to promote the album, which was a 96-hour Big Brother house style event hosted by Katy Perry.
Wow.
And it was fucking weird, Delon. It was so weird. Okay, the stream featured the stream featured Katy dancing and singing along to her new album, which was very cringy. Watching Katy sleep because it was a full live stream, 96 hours.
Oh my God.
Then watching Katy meditate in silence. There was also a 1 hour therapy session where Katy became very emotional as she was opening up to this therapist about her life, including a struggle with alcohol abuse, suicidal ideation, religious experiences, her evangelical parents.
Wow.
It was just like so all over the place. And the live stream did get a lot of viewers. I think just because people were curious what was going on.
Well, girl, you're on 96 hours. I bet it did. That's a long fucking time.
49 million views.
Wow.
I know, but the reception overall was pretty negative. One moment that listeners might remember that went viral is that Katy had this dinner. It was like Dinner and Discourse hosted by her, along with a bunch of different celebrities, including Van Jones and Sally Cohn from CNN. Anna Navarro from The View, Margaret Cho, Amanda Seales, and Caitlyn Jenner. And there was this moment where Caitlyn and Amanda got into it. I don't know if you've seen this clip.
I have, yeah.
But Caitlyn's like, "I'm proud to be an American." And Amanda's like, "What you proud about?"
Yo, listen, I don't care what you say about Amanda Seales' world, but she be letting y'all know.
She will listen.
She be letting y'all know.
Let you fucking know. And like, to her credit, she's quick. You know,
Yes,
she's going to
so
go
quick.
back and forth with you. And that's where I struggle. Sometimes, like, in the moment, I get so
You
caught-
struggle? Girl?
I do. You know what it is? It's like, it's after the fact. I'm always like,
I should have said this. I should have said
I should have
that.
said this. I should have said that. Like, I'm better. Not that I'm not good off the cuff, but I like to have my notes in order.
Oh, girl,
And
I need a note.
I need some notes. I need a run through. I need a mic check 1, 2. I need a market
Totally.
rehearsal.
Back to one, right?
Exactly. Yes, exactly. Ready, 5, 4. Like, that's me. Boom, ka, 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 boom, da.
You better 5, 6, 7, 8 me. Wait, I'm the editing queen. Shit, I will edit the fuck down so you think I sound brilliant.
Exactly. But like live streaming in front of millions of people with celebrities around you and cameras everywhere, like it's really hard for me. I'll get through it.
Right.
But to your point, Amanda's really good at that. And she fucking clocked the fuck out of Caitlyn.
She really did. Caitlyn couldn't say nothing.
No,
she couldn't say anything.
No, she was not prepared for that at all. It went super viral, but overall, the rest of the live stream was just kind of seen as like, girl, what is the point of this? It doesn't make any sense.
And there was there was a moment where Katy had her comeuppance during this live stream. She also sat down with activist DeRay Mixon, and they talked about her.
It's McKesson.
Thank you. Katy also had her come to Jesus moment, pun intended, during the live stream. She sat down with this activist DeRay McKesson.
Mm-hmm.
McKesson, and they
talked
talked.
DeRay also. People just know him as DeRay.
Okay. Katie also had her comeuppance during the live stream. She sat down with this activist, DeRay, and they talked about the past accusations against her, and the cultural appropriation of it all. Perry said she regretted wearing cornrows in her music video for "This Is How We Do." Okay, girl, heard. And the backlash inspired her to talk to one of her Black friends. Oh, God. Listen, I'm glad you have them. Okay, she had to talk to one of her Black friends, Cleo Wade, who's a poet, and to understand why it had upset people. Perry told McKesson, uh, Cleo told me about the power in Black women's hair and how beautiful it is and the struggle. I listened and I heard and I didn't know. And I won't even understand some of those things because of who I am. I will never understand, but I can educate myself. And that's what I'm trying to do along the way. Listen, I don't know what else she could have said or done.
Yes.
So heard and accepted. But I think our cynicism and jade is just where Black people in the world being like, girl.
It's just that thing, and you and I've talked about this so many times, is like, as Black people, we have to know so much about white people just in order to survive.
It's so
and
crazy.
It's just like, you could get this far in life, and to your own admission, you have Black friends, and you still were like, I didn't know. I didn't know.
You know what? It goes. I'm gonna mess this up, but you know that video of the famous white anti-racist
yes, Jane Elliott.
Jane Elliott, thank you. Who's in an auditorium full of white students, and she's like, "Who in here?" I'm bastardizing this, but who in here would love to be Black or would love to?
No one raises their hand.
And no one raises their hand. She's like, "Okay, so you do know." So you do know. So to your point, she knows. How do you not know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they always want it both ways, because in that cornrow clip, she's, smacking her lips.
Wow.
And she's got long nails, and she's doing a bob and weave with her head, with her neck. She knows exactly what she's doing. And then she's like, wait, this was bad? People are upset? So, again, to your point, she's trying to take responsibility. It's better to say something than nothing at all.
Right.
But
when you're backed into a corner, you got to say something, okay?
You got to say something. So, she facilitated this conversation. So I guess she gets points for that. In the same interview, Perry also addressed her performance at the 2013 American Music Awards and that Japanese geisha theme. She said, even in my intention to appreciate Japanese culture, I did it wrong with the performance, and I didn't know that I did it wrong until I heard people saying that I did it wrong. That's a long way to say.
To say nothing.
To say nothing. So the interview and the apologies got mixed feedback. Some people were appreciative, while others criticized her for not employing a more diverse staff, which I agree. These could have been easily avoided.
Well, and here's the other thing I have to say, again, from our side of the aisle, if you can say that, when it comes to being Black, like, again, we have to know so much more about their culture, and I think people are upset. I don't hear it in this quote unquote apology, acknowledge, as Fran would say, acknowledge of about the Japanese misappropriation of Japanese culture, but the idea that, like, oh God, I'm in a corner, I did something wrong, leave me alone. We're allowed to criticize you.
Right.
We're allowed to criticize you, again, because we live in a world where we all inherited racism, where we all inherited all of this bullshit. So we're all dealing with it. I'm dealing with it in my own way. You, Fran, you are out here as a fucking warrior, cheerleader, always have been in your career doing that work. And so when you're criticized for it, just take the L, just hear and go. And some people argue this is what Katie's doing, but I just want to give that voice. Just take the L and understand that that's the work you have to do.
Yeah. And I think that part of the criticism probably came from the fact that it took her so long to say something, like this happened in 2013. And then in 2017, you're like, yeah, I'm ready to talk about it. Like, we should have heard something from you in 2013.
Right.
People still are going to feel how they're going to feel about it. But the insincerity comes from the fact that you didn't say anything. You kind of just let it go. And now you try to sell a record and you're like, yeah, I'm listening. I'm here. I hear you.
Right. It's disingenuous. Totally.
Exactly. It feels incredibly disingenuous. And then the final nail in the coffin was Katy Perry's SNL performance of Bon Appetit. It was really detrimental to the witness era. It was mocked across social media because of Katy's awkward dancing and the seemingly clunky inclusion of Migos.
It's the weird bopping of the torso up and down that's kind of like on the one and the three
Yes.
that is like not in
Yes.
it.
It's like, this is your song and you still are dancing like you've never heard it before.
I know.
Yeah, it was
Also,
very strange.
I'm sad that it's about me. I didn't know this about Migos, but now I do.
Well, so here's the tea, is that while this performance was very cringe and lots of us were laughing about it, there was tons of memes, it was later revealed that it wasn't entirely Katy's fault for it being so awkward, because Katy was forced to improvise after Migos allegedly refused to perform with the drag queens that were supposed to be a part of the performance.
Whoa.
And so that's why some shit feels so off, because she's kind of winging it. But this did not come out until much later. And by then, the damage had already been done. And the awkwardness of the performance was almost entirely blamed on Katy. Now, this is an example of like, you're between a rock and a hard place.
Right,
but I
right.
kind of wish that she had just thrown their asses under the bus.
I was just going to say, I would have thrown your ass right under the bus, because listen, Katy Perry, I mean, speaking truth to what actually happened,
right.
I don't know that Katy's not hurting for cash that I know
No.
of, right? So
No.
it's like, no, if they're going to be very homophobic, then like we have to talk about that.
Yeah, especially because she got so much. And look, Katy Perry has, as we've talked about, a number of skeletons in her closet. She is not nearly as progressive as she paints herself out to be. But sexism is a motherfuck that like it turned into she's the worst. And granted, the clip is awkward. It's very weird. She looks, she doesn't know what she's doing. But then like the context of they had something totally different planned.
Right.
And at the very last minute, they had to scrap the drag queens in the performance to get Migos to agree to go on stage. It's like,
girl, that's what you get for messing around with them.
well, also like that's also like, did they not come to rehearsal? Did you not tell them what the performance was? Like,
right.
That should have been a red flag early on. And it's like, all right, cool. Y'all won't be in the performance at all. Or let's just do a different song.
Oh, let's just do a different song. Like I would, and again, you're probably right. It probably happened last minute, and they had to pivot, and the pivot just wasn't substantive, or they couldn't do it as hard as they wanted to. But yeah, that's rough. We do have one more kind of like, I don't know, like Band-Aid on Katy Perry drama. In 2019, Katy Perry appeared in Taylor Swift's music video for You Need to Calm Down. So kind of trying to mend that. Seemingly their feud was over. And in 2020, Katy released Smile, which received mixed reviews, but still managed to debut at number 5 on the music chart. So yay, Katy and Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to Katy today, because we want to talk about some other things. She's, her brand is kind of, she has tentacles, So Katy has remained booked and busy between serving as a judge on American Idol, putting out various fragrances, kitty cat meow, and a Vegas residency, and Katy Perry's shoe collection, which Fran loves.
No, oh my God. Oh my God. These shoes are so ugly. I put some pictures in the doc. They're so weird. She's trying so hard. Who needs a sneaker that looks like a burger? Who's wearing that?
Wait, there's also, what is this one with the white one with the dookie on the back? It looks like a piece of shit as the heel. What is that?
I don't know what that is supposed to be. There's also like a shoe. I'm going to enlarge this. Let's see. I don't know what that dookie thing is. And then
That's
like
crazy.
a shoe that looks like a car.
And
another one has a big dollar sign on it. They're just strange.
What is this this open toe thing, red thing with what is the heel made of? Is that a cigarette or a cigar?
It does look like a cigar. It's just, I guess this is like her trying to be campy, but it just, it comes off as inauthentic. But then I was cracking up at this when doing my research for the shoes. Katy Perry, saddened by blackface claims over her shoe range. This is a black shoe with a face on it.
Oh my God.
First of all, the shoes are hideous.
They're
Second of all, the fact that someone thought this shoe was blackface. This is
Y'all
like
are
a
going too
stereotype of what
far.
conservatives think that liberals do.
Yes,
That shoe is
absolutely.
blackface. No, it's not. It's just
It
ugly.
happens to be black and have a face on it, guys. Go on. It's so much. Wait, it's kind of like, it could be like arguably a Picasso, you know?
Yeah. And there's
I'm trying to give her
also, like,
points here, but
there's also this designer Schiaparelli who does a lot of face stuff. There's always like a purse that has like big nose on it or something. Like, it's cool. I'm into that. This definitely feels like the Dollar Tree version of Schiaparelli. But the fact that people called it blackface and Katy had to make a statement is fucking hysterical.
I also think it's funny that, like, she's like, I'm saddened. Girl, we're saddened by the shoe. We're
She's like, I
saddened.
hear you, I'm listening. I will never know what it's like to deal with blackface. And for that reason, I'm removing these shoes.
Meanwhile,
Oh,
she has them in
girl.
her closet.
Exactly.
And,
All right.
go ahead.
And while Katy is taking a break from producing music these days, she's still very successful and very rich. Most recently, right as we were getting ready to record this episode, the news dropped that she had sold her back music catalog to Litmus Music for, get ready for it, a cool $225 million.
Wow. When I heard this news, I mean, listen, I don't know anything about masters and music catalogs and all that stuff, but I know they'd be selling them left and right and people get mad. Michael Jackson bought the Beatles catalog, and I forget who just bought it from Michael Jackson's estate, or maybe his estate sold it. But I was like, aren't these things worth like billions of dollars? I mean, Dylan, $225 million is a lot to give me that money. But
a ton of money. It's incredible that she's at a place in her career where she has a catalog that's worth that much. But it's also interesting when you think about the fact that she hasn't put out an album in 3 years, but her back catalog is worth that much money.
Man, I'm out here trying to pay these student loans. Damn, and y'all with $225 million, that's a lot of money.
So, as usual, though, Katy cannot seem to escape controversy. Most recently, she was slammed for campaigning for billionaire Rick Caruso for LA mayor after branding herself as a progressive activist. Because if you don't know, Rick Caruso is a former Republican. So he pretended to be a Democrat, but he's still a Republican, anti-choice candidate, spent millions of his own dollars to fund his campaign, which was essentially homelessness is bad, and we got to crack down on crime by having more police presence. Like, come on now. Thankfully, Caruso lost to Karen Bass. She's our LA's first Black woman mayor. This killed me when a journalist noted that LA residents had the chance to elect a white man or a Black woman for mayor. Rick Caruso interjected by saying, I'm Italian.
Oh.
So, that's who Katy was like, hey guys, you gonna hear me roar in the voting booth for Rick Caruso. And everybody was like, Katy, no, what are you doing?
I'm just stuck on I'm Italian. Yes, sir, but you are still white. Isn't it so convenient to just be able to hip hop between cultures? No.
Yeah, but I'm a spicy white. It's different.
Listen, have you had pasta before? That's my people. Get out of here.
Giving you little red pepper flakes over here. Yeah, it doesn't matter, sir. You're still white. Okay. So now that we've gone over Katy's career, her flubs, so now that we've gone over Katy's career, it's time for us to fix it. But first, let's take a little quick break. And we are back, and it is time for the fix, where we each pitch how we would rebrand Katy Perry's career. Delon, do you have feelings about who should go first?
Ladies first. Me. No, go ahead.
Okay. So I was thinking about the fact, and I want us to do an episode on this, that every musician has a makeup line now, and it's so annoying. I feel like the market is so oversaturated. And I was thinking, like, where is an opportunity? And I have yet to see a celebrity do press-on nails. Press-on nails are really having a moment.
Are they coming back?
They really are coming back, and they have been made to look so much nicer. Like they look very high quality. And I feel like with the shoe line, my problem with Katie's line is that it was so weird and unwearable. But nails are one place I feel like you can get really creative and do wacky stuff, and it's okay. Like you can
Mm-hmm.
be at the office and have like rhinestones and like art and stuff all over your nails. And with a press on, you could switch it up a lot.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
could
yeah.
do, you could do different nails for every single outfit. And I feel like it could fit her brand in terms of it being quirky but wearable.
And don't you wear like sticker nails or something?
Yes. So they also have these like gel press ons where it's like a little gel sticker that you put on your nail and then you heat it under the lamp. And it's
Uh-huh.
great. It's like really fast. It lasts for a long time. And like I said, I have not seen a celebrity attach themselves to nails the way everybody's
Mm.
attached themselves to makeup. And I feel like you need to be the first in the game. So I think a Katy Perry press on nails thing could be cool.
I also want to say your critique about her shoes. Her shoes are like you buy those. Where you wear those? You're going to
You
buy them for like the money shoe. You're going to wear once somewhere.
one
You're not wearing those
time.
all the time. Yeah,
One time,
yeah, I
or
hear
like
you.
for like a costume or something, which
Concert or whatever.
exactly, which fades in, which goes in nicely with my next fix. Is I feel like something Halloween, like a Katy Perry Halloween collection, would be very
Mm.
fun because she was always doing the colorful hair. She could have a line of like Katy Perry branded wigs in the
Love.
pink and the blue, and then like the little pinup girl thing, or even like maybe something with like a Betsy Johnson
That's smart.
collab, just
That's very
something
smart.
like colorful and funky and whimsical. But the problem again with the shoes, not wearable. And it has to either, you need to go Halloween costume or you need to meet in the middle and do like quirky, but still something that you could like wear to work
And,
or,
and
you know,
I would even add to that, like lean into the market share of like people who do cosplay or people who do like the Comic
mm,
Cons, right? That's your market for that. Like for
yeah.
those kind of quirky, whimsical is the word. You use that word. It's
Yeah.
such a good word for that kind of a brand. I think like that's really smart.
Yeah, because again, like I don't see a world in which a shoe that looks like a hamburger is going to get more wears than like I
I
don't know,
mean,
like a
Ronald
concert.
McDonald might want it, but you know.
Exactly. So you're making you're cranking out shoes for one person. Who is the audience for that? Okay,
Right.
Delon, what is your fix?
So, I'm cynical. So mine is kind of cynical, but for her PR problem, right?
Mhm.
She does a lot of charity work. I saw in some of our research. So I say lean into that charity work and get some press on that. Again, it's cynical. I think altruism should come from a good place of like wanting to do good for the world. And I'm not saying that Katie doesn't, but that's an opportunity for her to, have a 96-hour telethon raising
Mm.
money for a specific cause. And then, like, you remember Jerry Lee Lewis when we were younger,
Yeah.
kind of like toward the end of his life, he would do these telethons on PBS
Yeah.
and have all these for muscular dystrophy, and all these celebrities come and perform. Like, pick up something like that, like a streaming telethon, because that
Yeah.
becomes part of her brand as, to kind of like put some sunlight or cast off some of the controversy.
Yeah, and I think you make a good point in the sense of like it's like actions speak louder than words. Like you
Yes.
can have these sit downs, you can say like I'm listening, whatever, but then like actually show us. And I love giving money to something.
Okay.
So actually putting money towards a cause, like that would have been a perfect opportunity after like the American Music Awards thing and she got called out for appropriation. Like, can you partner with like an Asian American charity that's doing
Yes.
some sort of like advocacy work? Can you uplift a Japanese musician and have them
Or
feature on a song?
yes. Yes.
Have them on the telethon and have them perform. Like, show us that you actually hear us, but then do something to show like I'm doing the work to be better.
Right. Spotlight somebody, which is a good segue for my other one. I thought, like, again, reaching into the altruism of it all, like helping somebody. Remember extreme home makeover,
Hmm.
extreme makeover, where they would take somebody who has like a deformity or doesn't feel pretty and does something to make them feel beautiful after time. So I think like a make your career makeover show where Katie takes a budding artist and goes, hey, it's very akin in line with American Idol, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to take you into the music industry and I'm going to blast through the glass ceiling and help you with your career. And here's your first 3 singles. Here's your mixtape, whatever. And like the whole season is her just taking another artist, very Queer Eye. I'm already crying, right?
Yes.
Like tell that kind of story. So Katy, it's yours.
Ooh, I like that idea. And I think what I like about that more than American Idol is American Idol feels so overproduced. It just doesn't feel authentic anymore.
And it's a dinosaur.
Yeah, and like honestly, we need to do an episode about it because they really haven't had a winner who's gone on to be super successful in a few years. Like we have Kelly Clarkson, we have Carrie Underwood, but then everybody else, well, Fantasia, but like
But she
that's
didn't
it.
win.
No, Fantasia did win.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jennifer Hudson didn't win.
Jennifer Hudson didn't win.
She didn't win.
But like, what's Clay Aiken doing?
Oh,
What's Ruben Studdard
did he pass
doing?
away? I'm so sorry. Why am I always thinking somebody's dead? I'm always thinking somebody's dead.
I don't think Ruben Studdard passed away. Wait, what about Taylor
Oh,
Hicks?
no, it was Taylor Hicks who passed away.
He did?
Wait, let's Google it. Wait.
I don't know. What happened to Taylor Hicks?
Wait, did Taylor Hicks die?
Taylor Hicks. It looks like he's still alive.
Taylor Hicks dead 2023? No,
he's alive.
Is he really?
Wait, this is also wild. Taylor Hicks is only 46 years old. He looks so
Oh, it was a
much older.
hoax. It was a hoax. I should have put that
for a Facebook hoax. Go on.
Anyway, so but yes, back to your thing about Kelly Clarkson. Kelly Clarkson was the first.
Yes.
And it's the best known.
Yes. And American Idol, I'm sure, has had more winners in the past few years, but I don't know who any of them are.
I couldn't tell you.
And the show just feels, the dinosaur of it all just feels like something that like people don't really watch anymore. I mean, I know someone's watching it. Don't get me wrong. Someone's watching it, but obviously it's not putting out musical stars, and some sort of reformatting should happen in order to make it more successful and feel more authentic.
I hear you 100%. Now that we've gone through and we fixed Katy's career, they're your gems, Katy. Have and do what you will with them. It's time to go on to our favorite segment, my favorite segment, the Glow Up, where we give props to those who have turned themselves around without help from us. So, Fran, what is your Glow Up?
So my Glow Up is a personal Glow Up. I know I already looked ahead in the doc and see that so is yours. So my Glow Up goes to Peloton. So I've gone back and forth with Peloton.
You really have. I thought you was putting that on eBay.
I sold it. I did.
You did.
This is like a bad boyfriend that I can't shake. I had like a cheap little bike that I was using as a Peloton. Then I bought a Peloton on Facebook Marketplace during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
I used it pretty regularly. And then once the world opened back up and I felt safer going to like the gym and playing tennis and such, I was like, I'm going to get rid of this because you have to pay for the subscription. No, so there's like in order to take the classes on the bike, it's like $40 a month for that membership. And I was like, I'm spending money on this. I'm not using it, whatever. But my apartment building got a Peloton in the gym. And I was like, wait a second, because I liked those little classes. And now I don't have to pay for it. This is great. And so I'm using the Peloton in the gym in my apartment building.
Yo, I will say your apartment is a fucking spa. Girl, it's a spa. She has a rooftop. She has a grill. She has a pool. She has a jacuzzi. Damn, girl,
Listen,
get it.
I moved here during the pandemic, and I was like, one thing about me, I'm about to stay my ass right here and not get COVID. So I need all of the amenities. And I'm on that little Peloton. And here's the thing, no one uses it.
Really?
Anytime I go in there, you know how there's like a glass window I can see from my apartment.
You literally can see from your apartment. Yeah.
If anybody's in the gym, nobody's in the gym. I don't know where everybody is, but Francesca will be in that gym on that Peloton bike.
Working.
And I love it because the trainers, like they look into the camera and they're like, "You're doing it. You showed up. You got here." And I'm like, "That's right. I did get." Like they are fully talking to me, and I love every minute of it. They're like, "Come on, you got this. Fine, you could do anything for 3 minutes." I'm like, "That's right. 3 more minutes.
Wait,
I'm
why are you
getting
out
it."
here selling me on Peloton?
Listen.
Wait, are there other people in the class, or it's just like the trainer and you?
It's so the trainer is on a bike in a studio doing the workout, the music, and they're just talking to you and you're just doing it with them. Listen, I love it. You can also do it without the bike. They have like classes where you can do like sit-ups and, weight training and stuff. And I just be using my gym's account in
Wait a
here in my apartment
minute.
doing my little sit-ups.
Peloton, you should be sponsoring Let Me Fix It because we're over here giving you props. I'm a believer.
It's the truth. And also like the trainers and the instructors are all hot. You can follow them on Instagram and, act like they're your friends.
Your friends or boyfriends?
One of the trainers followed me back and I screamed.
Because you're famous.
I'm a fangirl. No, I was truly like, "Oh my God, you getting this body right and tight. I'd be on that bike because of you, mama." And I really feel like I made it.
That's awesome.
Okay,
Listen, I'm gonna try
your
it.
glow up?
Okay, so my glow up is also a personal glow up. I know we say that these are outside glow ups because sometimes I have roller coasters, so it's just a personal glow up.
Yes.
My personal glow up to this week is Jamaican cuisine. Now
Oh,
I know y'all have been out here eating Jamaican food and be like,
you weren't eating
give me that
Jamaican
jerk.
food?
I'm so easy when it comes to food. I mean, I will eat Thai food every day of every
Same.
minute of my life.
That's where you and I are similar. I will
yes.
definitely eat the same thing over and over again.
A bacon, egg, and cheese. Like it really doesn't matter. I will eat your food that you make, and I'll be like, girl, this is bomb. Like,
And then you
can
won't make
cook.
it. And I'll send you some recipes.
You
and you're like, "I made this," and you're like, "Not making that." Thanks,
You sent me
girl.
all the recipes. Wait, you sent me one that skillet one with the sweet potatoes and the eggs.
Mm-hmm.
That was banging.
Okay.
That one I did.
You won't make anything else.
But I made that French toast thing and I messed that up. I was like, Fran, you would give me this goopy old French toast hot dish. I just made it wrong. But Jamaican cuisine. So I was looking for Thai food. I'm doing a show in New Jersey and I was doing DoorDash because I'm lazy. And I was like, oh, there's no Thai food. And I was like, okay, let me just try this Jamaican spot. People love Jamaican. Yo,
what did you get?
I got simple jerk chicken, rice and peas, and some vegetables and plantain. Oh my God, I could not believe it. Every bite, I was like, oh, I was swooning, and I was like, okay, I get it. It is so good. The one thing I will say though, you gotta watch because there be bones.
Oh,
there be bones in them.
Oh wait, but did you find the jerk was too spicy? Because sometimes I take a bite of that jerk and it kick you in the throat. That's why it's called a jerk.
Does it be jerking back?
Be jerking my neck all over the place. Shit is spicy.
No, listen, I did not. I will say this. I was like, oh well, everybody in the neighborhood wants some because I was sitting outside. The bees and the flies and the birds all were like, da 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 da. I was like, are these motherfuckers coming for my chicken?
Oh
you
my
better
God.
get out of here. It was so good.
There is a Jamaican spot in Brooklyn that you have to go to called Gladys, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
And they have a curry goat that will change your motherfucking life. That curry goat. And I'm not even a goat person. Like goats?
No, me either.
But let me tell you, that goat will have you.
She said, bah.
I was eating it up. I was slurping. It's so good. It's amazing.
Listen, I am a total believer. I'm for real. Like, I want to try this oxtail. I want to try this curry goat. Because again, guys, I know y'all were out here eating it. So it's not, you're like, what are you talking about? Jamaicans, everything. Yeah. I just hadn't eaten it like that.
But your eyes have been open. Now you see the light.
I do. I see all of it. So that's, I'm here for this Jamaican. Yeah.
Go for it.
So that's our show. But we want to hear from you as always. Are you one of these Katy Perry Katy cats? I can't.
You can't even get through
can't
it.
even. Are you one of these Katy Perry Katy cats? Be honest. I'm making fun of you, but only inside. What do you take away from her public? What would it take her to get back in public's good graces? Or maybe you'd like to suggest a TV show, celebrity, or brand we should fix in the future? Hit us up on Instagram at FixItPod.
And if you enjoyed this episode, which we know that you did, please give us a rating on iTunes or your favorite podcast app. We always want to hear from you. Thanks so much for listening. I'm Francesca.
I'm Delon.
And this was Lemme Fix It. Hell yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop on Riverside. That was great.
Yeah, that was a great episode.